The Big A Throwers Open attracts some of the best throwers in the Maryland area, regardless of gender, age, or discipline. Many of Maryland's top high school throwers stop by, including Alex Wunder and Oriel Reeser of Century, Emily Vinoy of Thomas Johnson, Kathy Agoris of Franklin, Mike Cirillo of Huntingtown, Brendan Morales of Westminster, Dan Thiessen of Marriott's Ridge, and Nick Forbes of Thomas Johnson. Of course, not all the throwers were of high school age. Some were even much younger. There are rules for this event, but the focus of the meet follows the mantra of meet director Nick Agoris: throw far and have fun. What's the history behind this Big A Open?
Well, this is our 6th annual meet. We started it, again, 6 years ago to sort of promote throwing in the, originally in the Carroll County area. It's broadened throughout the state of Maryland. Each year we have anywhere from 40 to 80 kids through adults throwing, and it's just a real good activity to sort of stimulate the kids and the people train throughout the summer.
How much are you involved in coaching high school kids or college kids over the year?
Well, I coach full-time at McDonough High School, but I coach a lot of other kids all throughout the area. It's pretty much year-round.
What do you do to help promote throwing throughout the state?
Well, basically what I try to do is encourage, the whole key with throwing is really just the overall activity of doing it year-round. So many kids, especially in the old days, was just throw, outdoor season or indoor season.
When you look for a thrower, what do you look for more? Do you look for strength or form or speed?
Well, the biggest thing truly is arm speed. That's something either you got or you don't. And the kids who have that, right off the bat, they're a great advantage. And then, of course, body size plays into it, how well they move on their feet, that type of thing. But really, arm speed is really the key ingredient here.
Of the boys and girls high school throwers you have here today, who shows the most promise?
Well, certainly Emily Vinoy, who placed 4th at Nike, 30 USA Junior Nationals, and the All-Star State record holder. On the guys' side, 2 young guys are awfully good. Brendan Morales from Westminster High School, 10th grader, state finalist indoors in the shot, and then Nick Forbes from Thomas Johnson High School, a 9th grader, like a 144, 145 discus already as 9th grade, which is really incredible.
What events do you have going on here today?
Okay, we have the shot put, the discus, and the javelin. And again, we have throwers from Lordy as young as 4 or 5 years old up to in their early 60s.
Since Maryland high schools don't allow throwing the javelin, how do you suggest that athletes get experience in learning how to throw it?
Well, the key is to find a coach who's experienced in coaching the javelin and has knowledge with it, especially in the safety aspects of the event, which is pretty common sense thing. But
where would athletes go to find this information?
Well, that's a very good question. What I would suggest ask for high school coaches and space and network around. One of Maryland's up-and-coming pentathletes is 8th grader Jessica Caldwell of the McDonough School, who now participates for the Woodlawn Track Pack, coached by Tony Kaiser. Right now, Jessica throws a shot put and triple jump over 32 feet, runs 112.9, high jumps 5 feet, long jumps 15 foot 6 inches, runs 100-meter hurdles in 15.6, and is still growing and improving. What made you get into track and field?
Well, when I was younger, I went to the track and I ran a mile. So my mom said you should start running track because my mile was really quick. So yeah, that's how I started.
Well, of all the events that you do, what's your favorite event?
I'd have to say hurdles, and if not hurdles, the pentathlon.
You're doing pretty well over here in the shot put. Do you have a personal coach that works with you on it?
Well, not really. Well, my team coach, Tony Kaiser, works with me most of the time, and then Nick DeGoris helped me in a couple previous weeks. So, yeah, those are really the only 2 people, and I try to get as much practice on my own as I can.
Do you, how many meets have you competed in this summer?
This summer, it's probably been a total of, I'd say 11 or 12 so far. And coming up, I have Junior Olympics in a week or so.
So you've been racing fairly much every weekend?
Yes, every weekend, every Saturday.
And you're still enjoying it?
I love track.
So what grade are you going into?
I'm going into the 8th grade at
and
McDonough School.
You go McDonough School. So I'm assuming that you're going to be continuing the good sprint tradition and track tradition McDonough girls have there in high school.
Yes, I will be. As far as field events and also, like doing that also.
Yeah. Good. You've been throwing shot put.
For about 4 years.
What made you get into it?
My middle school gym teacher, we were just doing it as an activity, and I just picked it up.
So 46 feet as a freshman you threw?
Yes, sir.
That's pretty darn good.
Thank you.
Play you a football player too?
Yes, sir.
So it's year-round training for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you have any specific coaches that you work with during the summer?
I'm hoping to work with Mr. Goris, and I work with Charlie Brown. He's my AAU coach.
What team do you participate for in the summer?
Frederick Striders.
And how many meets have you been to this summer?
To just states and regionals, because high school we're not allowed to go to like the meets during the regular season.
Are you also throwing discus?
Yes, sir.
What's your best discus?
146, I think.
What's your goals for next season?
Next season for discus is around 170, and for shot put is like 51.
What are you looking to do here today? What made you come out to this meet?
I want to throw around 46 and 150 today.
So what made you come out here? Nice Saturday afternoon.
I didn't really know what I was coming out here for. I thought it was a practice, but I'm just having fun.
All right, good luck, man. A pretty successful season last year. What do you attribute the good throwing to?
Last year, just strength, I guess. This year, I'm so much better, and I attribute that to Coach Goris.
What are you working on special that's gotten you to the next level?
Just form. I mean, I had no idea how to throw the shot put last year.
Where's your planning to go for meets this year? With big meets?
Well, I went to Nike in the Junior Nationals, and next week I'm going to the USATF and AAU Junior Olympics.
What are you hoping to throw out there?
Over 49.
Great. What do you do during the fall season?
Nothing. Just training.
All right, good. Thanks. Zach Roth, who recently graduated from Franklin High School, talks about his foray into the decathlon. Formerly of Franklin, where are you going to school next year?
College Park.
College Park. First decathlon last week. So what'd you think of your first decathlon?
It was hard. I mean, it was mentally the strain of getting ready for 10 events. Definitely wasn't more than I expected. And I am coming back from that second day for all the technical events. It was pretty tough, pretty sore in the morning.
Where did you plan most of your training around? Was it distance? Was it throwing? Was it sprinting?
The jumps mostly. I have a strong sprint and throws background, so I worked a lot with a few jumps coaches. Went down to PG, with Bill Athey, and high jump, long jump, all being my weaknesses.
What did you find were your best events out of the 10?
The 400, the 100, and probably the discus.
How about your weakest?
The long jump and the javelin.
What's your long jump?
I long jumped to 18.
And javelin, it's something we don't do in Maryland.
It was only about 29 meters. It was not a good day. I rushed it a little bit. Needed to relax a little more.
Who are you working with to help develop you as a triathlete?
Mark Reedy is the coach out of Hammond. I do a lot of hurdle work with him. Dick Estes is a Maryland coaching legend from Woodlawn, coaches up at McDaniel now. And I recently vaulted with Bill Athey, who was one of the pole coach at Maryland. He's really helping me.
How do you find vaulting? Since you didn't do it in high school, was it difficult for you to pick up?
Yeah, I mean, it's very different. It's probably the most different of all the track events. It takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication, but I think it's coming along nicely.
In the 1500, I never saw you run that in high school either. Was that an experience for you, being the last event?
Yeah, I mean, I think my 800 training definitely helped me for the 15 to carry over. But once you hit that third lap, it kind of sunk in that it wasn't over yet, and I had to hang on.
What was your final point total?
59.77.
Was that what you were shooting for?
A little higher than that. I got nationals coming up in about a week. I'm looking to go a little over 6,000 there.
All right, well, congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
Brendan Morales. Nick's Big A's Throwers Open is an annual event, and you can follow Nick's advice by going to his blog on the New Running Maryland.